How we doing today? It's Wally with Internet.com. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. I wanted to take out a few moments of my time to talk about the major benefits of using Fusion or Hosting to launch your website, blog, or even an e-commerce store online, especially if you're a beginner online and you've never done this before and you want to know the best way to go about doing it. If you guys are new here to this channel for Internet.com, hit the subscribe button right below, along with the bell, and that way any future videos guys that I upload, you'll be sure to receive them. So guys, when you create a website of any kind, blog, e-commerce store to sell products online, there are really four things that I think you really need to have in place before you launch your website. One is affordability. You need an affordable web hosting provider that won't break the bank. There are lots of web hosting providers that are online. Some are very inexpensive, more are very expensive, some are reliable, and others are not as reliable. But ultimately you need one that's affordable. And the two things that you really want to think about when it comes to like affordability, when you create a website with a web host, you're going to look at two prices. One is an introductory pricing itself, which means what you're paying today to get started, versus the actual renewal rate itself. So if you get web hosting today with FusionArk web hosting itself, you're going to get maybe 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. I always recommend buying more web hosting up front, especially for beginners. That way you can save the most money. But typically after your term finishes, be it 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, it's going to renew at a different rate itself. And so when you get started with web hosting itself, you want to look at both of these rates to see if it's affordable. Now in the case of FusionArk hosting, I think they're a super affordable web hosting provider, especially for beginners online that want to create sites. They have different plans that you can select from. The beginner plan that I think beginners should get started with today, you can get started for only $1. Where can you get web hosting online for $1 that's reliable? I don't know of too many places online that will give it to you at such a deep discount. It's an 89% off discount of their actual web hosting itself. And so I think that it's a really great web hosting provider, ideal for beginners online who want to not only save money, but again, to launch their website today. The next thing I wanted to talk about, guys, is reliability. I touched on that just a little bit, talking about like pricing. And so when we think about reliability, it's directly linked to uptime performance. And uptime performance is really just a measurement of how often your website appears online when people are searching for you. For example, today you guys are watching this video, right? You're on YouTube, maybe you're on my website, you're watching this video, and you wanted to find out more information about FusionArk hosting, right? And so you're looking for a review. Great, you found this video, and we're here talking about their products itself. Now, when people search for you online, be it on Google, Yahoo, or Bing, they're going to do the exact same thing. They're going to type in specific keywords, long tail keywords, to be able to find whatever product or service that you sell, right? And so what will really depend on a visitor making it to your website is the uptime performance. Why am I talking about this on this review? Well, I want you to know that FusionArk hosting is a super reliable web hosting provider. You need to know that. That way, again, once you start to blog online, you're pumping out content on your website, you need to rest assured that it's going to appear in the search engines, obviously if it's optimized correctly, but it's going to be live and available. That way your visitors can click through anytime they want to from any given point where they're located. So again, reliability is extremely important, and I wanted to talk about that today. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is customer support, right? So you never know if you might have a question, a problem arises, maybe with your site or something you don't understand. You always want to be able to get in contact with a customer service rep. Does FusionArk hosting have good customer support? Yes, they do. In my experiences, at FusionArk hosting, I can say that they have excellent customer support, and it's really, really fast. They don't offer any phone support, which is fine. A lot of web hosting providers don't offer it anyway, but what I love about FusionArk hosting is that it's really, really fast. They offer email and chat support. It's really, really fast. The reps are very, very helpful, and that's something that really matters to me. And so again, you need a web host that's one, affordable, super reliable on their servers. You need really great customer support, okay? And next I wanted to talk about security, right? So we live in a world that's very insecure. Websites are hacked and bombarded with malware, viruses, different vulnerabilities each and every day, right? And so you need to have a website that is protected 24/7. And some things that I recommend to have in place that I really love that Fusion Arc Hosting already has in place is that, one, you want to make sure that your website stays up to date with your themes, your plugins that you install to give your website functionality, your cores, PHPs, things like this. You need a web host that really takes proactive measures with protecting your website. Fusion Arc gives free SSL certificates. Every website should have these. Some web hosting providers charge for it, but you get it for free with Fusion Arc Hosting, and so you need those because Google requires it to be to rank your websites a lot higher in the search engines. And obviously when people see your website or maybe like a post or an article that you have that they've located on Google, Yahoo, and Bing, they won't see like a not secure or non-secure message in Chrome itself. And so that could be a deterrent for a visitor to not want to click through on your website. So Fusion Arc understands that. They do have free SSL certificates, which I like. They have CDNs, which are really great, not only for speed, but they also help to protect your website from different threats online, which like bad traffic itself that may arrive to your website. And so I like that they have these measures in place. They also have DDoS attack protection, also protection against like brute attacks. All of these things, guys, you really need in place. A lot of web hosting providers online charge for like malware removal, or they charge for protection with brute force attacks, DDoS attacks, things like that. But if you had to go pay like a web developer, you might have to pay them hundreds or even thousands of dollars to remove malware on your website, depending on how large the website is. But in the case of Fusion Arc Hosting, they take care of that for you. So I think it's a huge benefit and advantage of hosting with them, and they just bring a lot of value to the table. And so what I'm getting at, guys, is that as a beginner online, if you've never created a website online over the years, I've just seen that these are the 4 things that really matter most to me, that I think about more before getting started with any web hosting provider. And I highly recommend that you guys get started today. Beginners should get started with their shared web hosting. There will be a link that's right below. There's a limited time offer today where you can get started for only $1. So it's an amazing deal, guys, that you'll be able to take advantage of right now. If you just want to create one website today, great. You can get started with the NanoNet plan itself. If you want to create like multiple websites online for different like niches or different projects that you may have, you can certainly do that with one of the second or like third tiers itself. And so I think that Fusion Arc Hosting is an amazing host, guys. And what I wanted to do is just to put up a very brief review of their web hosting services. Tell me, guys, what you think about it right below. Give this video a like and also subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. I hope you guys have much success in your endeavors of launching your website today with a Fusion Arc Hosting. Get started today by using the links below. Take care. Make it a great day.